Okay, as usual, just going to go straight into it. Today was an incredibly slow day. Volume was very low for the entire session. Uh, but I'll go ahead and explain what I did. I marked my areas of liquidity. So I marked my Asia high, which was here. Marked my London low. London highs were already swept. And we also marked previous day's high, previous day's low, which is probably all the way down here, yeah. So, I was expecting price to hit the Asia liquidity, which it did. It did hit the Asia liquidity, but I was expecting a sharper move to the downside. I had my entry based off of price in general, just showing bearish signals. So, for example, here there was a lot of selling pressure, continuing selling pressure, which introed me into an entry, and the stops were above the initial area where price was selling off at. If price retraced and basically took my stop loss, then my trade was invalidated and couldn't um, I wouldn't be able to find a reentry because uh, looking further into it, price would just continue higher. That's the that was the theory I had for myself. Um, if price were to go the anticipated direction, then we would go and sweep uh, this low down here, which would be an area of reversal. And I always put my take profits at the end or at the open or close of the most recent candle that reversed. So that being said, reason for exit was because price was just practically consolidating lower and lower, and then had a break break in structure, if you want to call it. Price basically engulfed this entire range, which resulted to bullish structure being formed, which ended up triggering me to exit my trade. I didn't close for 8 points. I closed, I believe, 2 points more, so 10 points roughly. Obviously, I mean, I was anticipating for us to go lower, but because of low volume, it just didn't make sense, especially right now. Volume's at 34.76. Even back here, throughout the trade, volume was just not really present other than the large moves. So, with that said, as far as emotions go, my emotions were fine. I didn't think anything of it. I was expecting actually a day to be sideways or slow. Reason being is because we have FOMC tomorrow, and that is high impact news. So I was more or less kind of expecting something like this to happen. Either I was going to have no trades or I was going to have a trade and it would go sideways and result in me just exiting at break even. Obviously, I exited for at least a little bit of profit, so I'll go ahead and take that as a win. Um, but yeah, as far as trading goes, when it comes to the following, when it comes to this entire week, I will not be trading simply because we have FOMC tomorrow. Thursday, the market is closed due to a holiday, which is Juneteenth. And Friday, I, in general, don't trade Fridays. So this entire week, I'm basically not going to be able to trade, mainly because of high impact news data and also because of uh, holiday and a day I can't trade. So unfortunate, I only have 2 days to trade this week, but it is what it is. I can't control that. You know, I can only control so much, and like I said, the only thing I can control when it comes to it is my decision making, what triggers me into my strategy, what triggers me into my model, and focus on just exactly that. Focus on my model, my discipline, and my capital preservation. That's it. Those are the only three things that I can absolutely focus on if I want to progress further into this. Price is starting to go lower now that I'm seeing it, but as far as As far as trading this, I'm more than likely, like I said, I more than likely would not have stayed in this trade only because of low volume. So will price hit the take profit? More than likely, honestly. But like I said, I didn't want to stay in this. This trade would be going on for more than likely, this entire trade would be going on for more than an hour. And my trades don't typically last so long as far as an hour time frame. Usually they happen within the 30 to 45 minutes, an hour or more, unless there is high volume, like I mentioned previously. If there is high volume, then the trade would be worth it, but this is low volume, and more than likely we just consolidate for this entire day and maybe trickle down to our take profit. So, yeah. That being said, that was the day, and we'll see what next week brings.